Sorry, editor, which is probably Jay.
It's probably me or Sin. I don't know. All right, I'm pulling back the curtain. All right, the curtain has been revealed. All right. Well, hello everybody. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome to the 5th episode of the NotRoyal Creator podcast. I am your host, J10. I'll be your host for this episode, and today I have a few fellow other Royal creators with me. Let's start with to my right from this angle. Would you like to go first, Anda?
Yeah, hi. I'm Kokuma Anda. I am a artist and sort of streamer. I love to waste my life playing video games. And design characters, and just generally drink wine and hang out, which is what I'm doing right now. You can find me at twitch.tv/Kokuma_CH or on Twitter at HellionKoakuma, or my artist account is at ArtifactsDemon.
Right. And next is let's go JJ.
Hey, I'm JJ. I'm a YouTuber. I stream games, I stream art, I stream Shadowverse, and Alice. Not sure about Genshin thingamabob. Jay dragged me into Cookie Run Kingdom, and we're here. Sorry.
Anda's like boobies.
Is this thing on?
Yes, it's on. How about next? Let's go with Neko.
I guess I am the last one, so.
I'm saving myself. I'll save myself for last. I haven't done it.
Okay, so I don't have a fancy live 2D model. I'm a pingtuber, I suppose, and I don't have a camera for that. But if you catch me, you can catch me on YouTube, which is Miss Nekopon, or on Twitch, which I think is still Miss Nekopon at this point. And I usually stream I do Sinnoh a little bit, but right now I'm doing a lot of Umamusume, sometimes Genshin, or just like art stuff. I like drawing too, so yeah, come check me out if you want to.
All right, and of course, my name is J10. What the fuck happened to the stream? Hello? Oh shit! Oh no! Oh no!
What is your name, dear sir? We lost you into the
Oh no!
Right.
Oh no! What happened?
What is your name?
My internet. Oh no, that's Monka.
The oblivion of Cookie Run Kingdom.
Oh fuck. Hold on. All right.
Are you still streaming?
Yes, I'm still streaming. Okay, we're still okay. Okay, we're still good. We're still good.
Cool.
Well, my name's J10. I'm the host, as I've said before. I'm a VTuber as well. I stream a lot of gacha games. Well, toning it down, I'm going back to my roots as of late. I'm playing a lot of fighting games, particularly Melty Blood type Lumina, Skullgirls this afternoon, and
it's very entertaining.
Me screaming every time I get hit. But yeah, today we also have somebody else coming in later, Sin. Unfortunately, he's been being held up right now. He'll join us in a bit, and he can introduce himself then. But today, I want to talk about today's topic for the podcast is a little thing called NotRoyal. For those of you that don't know, some of the Royal creators, particularly the ones in this that are part of this little podcast, decided to create a little guild within Sinnoh itself. For a little bit, where we went completely free to play. So one thing to note is that on our mains, we are the furthest thing from free to play that you can ever get. We're not mega whales. We're not mega whales, but like we definitely spend.
I use my
definitely spend. I use my good boy point. We all use our good boy points, but a lot of us tend to go outside of that balance, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so honestly, this was just kind of like a little bit, like a little mini experiment that we did, just seeing how spenders would fair not swiping on an account at all.
Help.
So I guess the first thing I want to ask you all is, oh my god, no. What is happening? What is happening?
You're always keeping us in suspense. What the heck, man?
What happened? What's happening? Hold on. I'm gonna.
What's your name? What's your question?
Hold on. I gotta close some stuff. Wait. No.
Close Cookie Run. That's
I'm
me.
not on
Close-
Cookie Run. Quiet.
Are
No.
you sure?
I'm not on
You know,
Cookie Run.
all your
I
friends-
said lies.
Sounds like lies.
I said
I'm gonna turn off. Oh, that's because Genshin's on. Hold on.
Excuse me.
Oh wow!
What the hell?
That's-
your computer.
Hold on.
Akane, he's cheating on Sinoalis.
Oh, wait, look at
Oh,
it. No.
Akane,
Mother's. Oh no. Well,
Well,
the
there's
first
CEO
question.
where-
The question I wanted to ask is, when you guys started NotRoyal, when you guys started this experiment, was there anything different you guys did compared to like when you first started? Like anything that like you should have done, you wish you did in your main account, but you did in like your free to play one.
There is one big thing we did different, and that is spending several hours together on call, re-rolling our first roll.
Oh God! Don't
Yeah, we
remind me. Oh no! You just triggered a
non
non-flashback.
decided to speed run who could get a decent roll faster.
I lost.
I think I've spent more time re-rolling than playing.
Oh my god. That was great because at the time I was out of state on vacation and we were at a hotel with really shitty Wi-Fi, so I had to actually tether my laptop to my phone data and then borrow headphones from a friend to use as a microphone for Discord.
Oh my
so
God.
I can get on this fucking channel.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry for cursing my youth pastor. So I could get on the Discord channel and we could re-roll our first roll for 3 hours straight and cry.
Yeah, I also did that as well. That's honestly, like, I think that's another thing that I didn't do when I first started. I immediately just pulled my first roll and I was like, oh hey, SR, poggers, let me just go into the game. And then I pulled a bunch of like I got a Vanguard weapon and then I pulled a bunch of rearguard weapons from like the near banner. And I'm like, oh, poop.
Ah.
I remember specifically you kept rolling a bunch of like SR rear guard while we were on call.
Yeah, I know. I
And
kept
you're
pulling
like,
rear
no,
guards.
I can't do it again. I'm not.
Ah! What is happening? Okay, hold on.
Come back, you're hosting.
I know what's happening right now. I'm going
Stop
to.
playing Cookie Run.
I'm not even on anything. Let me restart Discord. Hold on a
Alright,
second.
not on something.
Well,
Huh?
this gives me an opportunity to tell my mom's.
Yeah, hold on. Quit Discord. I'm sorry, guys. What is happening? What is happening? Okay. Okay, that should fix it because the last time this happened, it was during Grand Colo and Izzy was shot calling in voice.
Oh my god.
And it kept happening.
And
So
you
I
were playing Cookie Run during Grand Colo?
No, I was not playing Cookie Run.
I'm telling on you.
All right, what the heck is happening? Oh my goodness!
I don't know.
What's going on?
What is happening? Help!
I think like we ended up re-rolling a ton because we knew we're gonna form like a cohesive group together. So
Yeah.
when I was rolling, I was like, "Do we have a minstrel yet? Oh, we already do. Let me go roll something else." So that like kind of extended that experience further.
We
What?
were talking about what we went for on initial roll.
And then I ended up landing on cleric because then I think at the time we only had one.
I think it was just Sin, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we went for Vanguard. I think we still only have 3 Vanguard in the guild.
I wanted to go Vanguard, but I got too lazy to keep re-rolling. So I was like, okay,
Yeah,
I'll just go cleric.
I was going for, I think the Vanguard, I think all 3 of our Vanguards are in this call right now. Me, Anda, and JJ, right? I think it's all 3 of our Vanguards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, JJ went Magic, and then me and Anda went Physical.
Yeah.
Because Physical was honestly easier to run at the start.
Mm-hmm.
But as we,
Mhm.
of course, we get power cracked by magic weapons.
It was just really funny, like all the times. I think specifically it was like Alice Cleric and Gretel Minstrel that kept showing up in like all of our roles, and we were like, no, please.
Because the only physical class that was there was Breaker Cindy. I didn't even pull Breaker Cindy. I folded and I went for Minstrel.
We were rolling for Breaker Cindy, and which sword was it?
Swordsmith Spellbook.
Swordsmith, yeah, that one. And we were speedrunning who would roll that first. And I think you got Gretel Minstrel and Swordsmith Spellbook, and you were like, okay, I have to take it. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't do anything else. And I ended up rolling Cindy and the sword. And I was like, I'm out. All right.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
my vacation.
Yeah, that's honestly one of the big things.
It was like 9 o'clock at night. We're still rolling fucking Sinnoh Alice.
Yeah.
Sorry for cursing. I'm sorry.
It's alright. What about you? What about you, JJ? Is there anything else that I know you went for magic? Was there anything that you took from, like, any advice that somebody gave you that you didn't take but you took into this experience?
So what I did for this experience is that I wanted to go magic. I wanted to try going paladin because apparently paladins is the one class that's like it's less free to play friendly. So I'm like, oh yeah, sure, it's a challenge. And so what I did was that I only threw my crystals only at paladin magic attack banners, which so far has gone well. I have like 2 or 3 of the sin classes for paladin.
Nice.
And when we made those accounts, it was during Calamity banner.
Oh yeah.
So I do have one of the Calamity weapons. I do have a Calamity spear.
Yeah, we started around our anniversary, right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, so far it's been going well. I just haven't had the time to really play on it because...
Yeah, I think that's been the case for a lot of us.
Sinnoh burnout is real.
Yeah, I think the burnout's hitting a lot of people right now, especially with, like, you know, Sin Talo coming up, like, today.
Today, yeah, in a few hours.
Yeah, in a few hours for us. And then, but yeah, honestly, that's one of the... That's, like, actually re-rolling my first roll was, like, definitely the first thing I tried... I took into consideration. On top of that, I think another thing I did was, what's it called? I think I also went for the starter packs just to get access to to another SR, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Especially for like especially with the nightmare packs, because the nightmare packs give you access to at least elementals. So, you know, if you're going in with like a group and knowing who's gonna get what, it's like I feel like if you're gonna go together, it's super important.
Yeah.
But yeah, another thing that what about you, Neko, as well, actually?
Yeah, I mean, I talked about a little bit of my rerolling experience, but like, I guess like after we decided on what roles we were gonna play, I decided to go cleric. And like JJ said, it was during Calamity, so I was like, you know, a little bit of a smartass. I was like, you know, as a cleric, I really want to go 2 target stabs, and I want to start on the right foot. Let's go roll on Calamity, even though in every single one of my freaking videos, I'm like, don't roll on spec banners, they're bait. I go and roll all my Twilight Crystals into there, and I got like 1 staff.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So like all my rookie.
Ah! It happened
And
again.
honestly, that was really, really hard to start off on. Like, I had nothing. And even right now, I still don't have like a full, you know, 20 grid staff, grid staff for Coliseum. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's like really hard. Like, just having that experience helps me see like it can be really hard for people that just started playing cleric or start playing this game. Like, well, I can't get all the 2 target stabs. Do I just settle for 1 target or other crappy stabs and then just eat the cost later?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's like something I didn't have to deal with as like, you know, someone that has a wallet.
Also, I just realized the wrong microphone was set on Discord for whatever reason, so hopefully I'm audible now.
All right.
You're great.
Thank you.
All right. I will be retiring the model for a bit because something was happening.
Okay, let's
no.
hope you don't disconnect anymore.
Yeah, I think it's the cache. I might have to restart
Put
it.
a little picture there.
But yeah, honestly, like I think starting off, I feel like there was a lot of things that that kind of just, you know, things that I wasn't aware of at the time that I did that now I know I could utilize at the start. And I think I think for those things, like, I think if you're a new player, getting on those is like super important.
I think in hindsight, I would have, again, not pull on Spec Banner, and I keep saying this.
Do not
Stay
pull
safe
Spec
for-
Banner.
Never,
I'm
just
sorry.
never.
I'm sorry, Pokelabo. I'm sorry, Akane Mom. I can't. No, I
No
will
Spec-
never go back. I'll never go back to Spec Banner. It has only done me dirty.
Yeah, I
Every
think it's
single
done a lot
time.
of people dirty.
Same,
Goes
same.
4K as a sorcerer and gets 1 SR instrument.
Ugh.
The fine print in the physical banner that says magical weapons also appear should be in bold.
Yes.
Just do not discount the fine print there. Because that's all I've ever gotten from physical banner is like SR magic weapons and shit.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
It doesn't feel good, and honestly, I'm sure even whales are like, this is way too difficult on our wallets.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people that spend a lot of money on Spec Banners and still not get what they want. I'm sure
Yeah.
it feels terrible.
Mhm. Yeah, I would never like risk money on spec banners. I feel
Yeah, neither
it
would
would
I.
have to be like really, really worth it. And you know, your mileage may vary, but like I consider like I don't think anything's super, super worth it unless it's a class and a good weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's another thing I went into it with, like, it was just like getting classes, trying to get like the permanent points a bit faster. Yeah, I only pulled like maybe once or twice on spec, and for some reason my luck shot off at that point. I got two copy. I have LB3 Calamity Sword and LB2
Nice.
Calamity Hammer and a combo hammer.
Nice.
So I'm like, well, okay, that's cool.
You're one of the lucky ones.
Mhm.
And then I went into what's it called? The summer banner. I spent around 2 rotations trying to get Hammer Alice. I only got her on step 5, rotation 3.
Alice Ransom.
Yeah, Alice Ransom. And then there was no like Dorothy because I wanted to do the Dorothy chapters to 100% it. And the only Dorothy up was like Calamity, was like Sin Dorothy.
Oh no.
Oh.
There was the umbrella one too, which I was lucky on.
Yeah, the umbrella one, but I
The cleric.
was Vanguard, so it was just like, well,
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go on to our next question. So this was going like the first question was talking about like info that you didn't do on your main, but did do on this account. Now let's talk about what you guys, anything that you do regularly on your main that you also did with NotRoyal, if you guys did anything like that. So like what's it called? Like pulling on certain banners or pulling on or like running certain chapters to like grind certain materials. What about that?
I still try to get the same classes
Yeah.
just because I like them.
Yeah. I think
what we said, like, when we went into this free-to-play account, we all were like, let's just roll for what we want to roll for instead of trying to roll for power like we normally do, or some of us do in our main accounts. We're like, waifus, go for it.
Yeah, that's why it's so much fun to do NotRoyal, and like once I'm back in a time zone where I can feasibly do Coliseum, like I want to get back into it because it's fun to just like not worry about what's super good for comp and just kind of be like, yo, Pinocchio's in a dress, all right.
Yeah, I feel that too. I kind of went with that. That's kind of why I also pulled on Dorothy, on Sin Dorothy regardless, because I just love Dorothy.
Yeah, you're paying your Dora ransom.
Yeah, I paid my Dora ransom on both of my accounts. The other one was through the other one on my main. It was through what's it called? It was through medals.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but excuse me. But yeah, I what about things such as like getting certain items like for right off the bat, like Like I know I went like I said earlier, like getting like the nightmares because I did that on my rearguard main. I actually got like the nightmare pack like pretty early on.
You made us get the nightmare pack.
Yeah, I know because we
You
didn't have
told me to
elementals.
get You
I
told me to
ignored the
get
call.
Ugalu, and so I threw 450 Twilight Crystals on Ugalu, and no one know. And now I have now I have Poppy because I got Poppy from Gacha.
Wait, nobody has.
Cerberus,
Yeah, but nobody has Ugalu.
but no one even.
Yeah,
plays.
Ugalu is still
fine,
useful.
No one
Like
even
it's
plays.
fine because I have justice.
We have justice.
I have
have justice.
justice.
And I'm still using poor man's Dryas.
Oh yeah, yeah, Kronos.
Oh, do you guys want heals or do you want Kronos?
You're holding everyone
I think
at
that's-
gunpoint. Pick one.
I think that's another thing. Being free to play, struggling through 200 cost NMs. I feel like that's another thing.
I know.
Like,
Every time you guys are like, "Do you have any nightmares? Don't you have Kronos?" I'm like, "Do you want to die?"
Yeah.
yeah,
What
that's,
do you want more? Your wind or your life?
yeah. It's like I said. I think that's like one of the big things of like trying to be completely free to play. You get locked out of like really out of some really good nightmares,
And
especially.
it's always been a constant thing in my sadly now defunct guild where everyone had different opinions on which is big air quotes better to take that hit for doing a cost NM, like rear guard because they're not out in front, or vanguard,
In my opinion, honestly,
there's really no good easy
answer.
solution
There's
for
no good
that.
answer for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Wait, what? Wait. No, I didn't answer the question that you even asked in the beginning.
Oh, I thought I asked you because we talked about pulling on
We
magic.
got distracted by nightmares.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was distracted about how J10 kidnapped us and then held us at gunpoint until we got the nightmare pass.
Yes,
right.
that's true. Yes, we were distracted by that. Yes. So for mines, like for my main, after I created the free, so what I did with the main originally was that I wanted to pull on all the banners, but because now I have an alt, which is a paladin focused, and my main, which is a physical focus, if the banner is split evenly, like well split between a physical banner and a magic and an M attack banner, M attack pulls go all on my alt, P attack pulls go on all my main. So I don't pull on both banners. Like, yes, I should probably pull for class, but at the same time, like, do I really want to spend that much Twilight Crystals on this? No. I will.
That's
just-
understandable
I'll
though,
just
because like
Yeah.
if you get what you get and just try to pull as like you try to limit yourself so you can save for the next run, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Like right now, my paladin, my free to play has 2,100 crystals because I haven't spent it on like anything from like the hollow. I don't think I didn't pull much on the Halloween.
There wasn't a
all, so
lot
I
for
have-
M attack on Halloween, no.
Yeah, so I'm
Mhm.
saving it right now for the FFBE.
Because there's a lot of M attack there. Because there's a paladin and there's also a gunner.
Yep, so I'm pulling on that with that. So hopefully we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for Halloween there wasn't a lot. Like I think even though there was a lot of physical, because it's like I think the only magic attack based one was actually Pinocchio, but even the points for the class were mostly defense actually.
Yes,
So-
yes. There was a lot of defense.
Yeah, but yeah,
I think like the other thing about the two accounts that I did differently is like on NotRoyal account, we always try to do all the events, right? Even on our main accounts. And so it felt really weird not being able to go through the entire event. Like I get stuck on like stage 7 or 8 or whatever, and I have to like cry for help, and still like it's hard. And then it's weird not having like a full grid unlocked. We're still stuck in the rank gates.
yeah.
And so I have no idea how to get stronger because there's no good stabs to roll on. I can't get past the stage. It just felt like I was stuck a lot of the times, and it's like a feeling I haven't had in a long time.
Yeah, it's understandable. Like I think I had the same problem when Oban Festival came out. When Oban Festival came out, I was stuck on like I was legit point locked, like from doing hard 10 for crystals and stuff. So I couldn't. I
Yeah.
was stuck doing like verse 9 for like the entire time, but, like the event was out because I couldn't get any points.
Yeah, and then you're like really slow at getting points at that point, right? Because you're not rolling on weapons that would give you bonus drops, and and also you're getting like so few I
Medals
guess
to begin
points
with.
doing the exactly with those stages. So it's kind of like a lot of setback when you're doing free to play.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, let's move on to the next question then. We did question 1, we did question 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, question 2 was just kind of an offshoot of question 1. And then question 3. Actually, yeah, question 3 is perfect. So recently they released. SimilarVenture had updated the beginners missions called the Rookie's Path. And even though we kind of started like before that rolled out, like a few months before that rolled out, everyone still got it, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
you think that with this with the new Rookie's Path, did you think that like your account, your free to play account, got a bigger boost in power than before, or not?
I think for me, it definitely helped because I got a bunch of scabs that I really needed to fill out my grid. And so instead of getting stuck at stage 7 or 8, now I get stuck at stage 10.
Fair. Yeah, that is, yeah. Like I think
I haven't been on to I haven't been on my NotRoyal account to look, but when I remember when I checked my my main account the other day, I know that it like I could tell that a lot more was added, like when it was like mission clear, whatever. And then like even now when I'll go back to look at it and like upgrade a weapon or something, I'll be like, where the fuck did I get these fucking weapons from? Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of
and I'm
random
like-
ones, right?
I'm like, I think they gave me these.
Yeah.
So I'm sure when I go back to my NotRoyal account, it'll be a boon for that. Yeah, they definitely did a lot of retooling for it. So hopefully when I go back to my NotRoyal account, which has like less garbage to sift through in my inventory, I'll be able to tell a little more accurately about that. Yeah.
You'll also get a lot of like anyone who has an account in NotRoyal will come in, log in, and you will have like a bunch of Twilight crystals in your present box.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Just saying.
We
On
did
top
the
of the
grand
weapon,
call.
on top of the weapons and the crystals. Yeah.
Just
Those
saying.
crystals.
Participated in the last couple of GCs.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And then we missed one.
Yeah, we missed one because I forgot
Yeah.
because I was at work. I was busy getting screamed at.
Yeah, the thing about the new like the I have the returner thing going on my main account right
Oh yeah, I forgot those are things.
and
too.
the last missions of the returner thing are to play Colosseum 3 times.
Oh
And the reason I
no!
haven't been playing is because while I'm in the Netherlands, Colosseum is at 3 in the morning for me.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I
shit.
can't do Colosseum 3 times.
Oh,
So I
no.
went to our guild Discord server and I was like, hey, does anybody want to log into my account and play Colosseum 3 times? Like I get the purpose of it, but also it's a difficult thing. Like I guess SimilarVenture is probably the only PvP focused gacha that I'm aware of right now. So I get why they would have that as a mission, but it's also very painful if you're in my situation or if you're someone who is not in a guild who just wants to come back to the game, or like I'm pretty sure it's also in the Rookie's Path, so if you're new and you haven't joined a guild, like, you know.
It's difficult, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys want to touch on this, but sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but we can talk about this later if you guys want to. But they've been cracking down on piloting recently.
Oh yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
Wait, we can save that for
concern.
later, though. 'cause
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
just
I want
later.
Sin to be here for that one too.
For sure.
What about you, JJ?
What was the question?
Rookie's Path. Do you think that like this gave like your NR account like a big boost?
It gave a boost. I still have the weapons that's like there. However, like the like if it's not like, because my account is mostly focused on polearm, anything that's not a polearm I would use as fodder. But at the same time, I'm like do I want to use this on fodder? And so these weapons are still here. Like, all of the mats I still have, and I have used them. Let's say, for example, the nightmare mats that we got from the Rookie's Path. It helped me evolve the poppy that I got.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have an L poppy.
Yeah.
And then for, let's say, for example, like the weapons, I only kept the spear. Everything else is pretty much in the storage right now. Twilight crystals were always great. It helped me with pulling for gacha. I still have one infinity key that I still haven't used. I'm still waiting to see when I want to use it. But other than that, after 2 weeks, it pretty much just like goes back down to normal.
Yeah, I think going back to the infinity key, I think we also kind of learned a hard lesson too with the infinity key.
Yeah, you shouldn't use it unless you're like past level 100. Don't use it too early, or
120.
or else you lose out on all the free AP that you
Yeah.
can find between, let's say, for example, 30 to 100.
Yeah. Yeah, you only should do it if you're like really like a high level, or like at this point, like I think even like middle class, right? At this point, because like around middle class, I think they said middle class was like almost 200K, right? Or like 210 or like 210K. I think
For
they said
max?
for
Maybe a little bit higher, but yeah.
yeah for middle class, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like around that time is when you should probably use your infinity key, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Maybe,
especially when like if cost is getting you down, like trying to like
Yeah.
if the next level or so are gonna give you an extra cost, then yeah, that's probably what you should go for.
Yeah, that's the biggest struggle in the early ranks, I feel like, is cost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause you don't get as much use out of the like, specific weapons that you might pull.
Yeah, because you could spend all the money in the world, pull a million times, get a bunch of SRs, but it won't mean anything if you don't have the cost to back it up.
Yeah, if you can't use those weapons.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
But yeah, following up from that on the whole Rookie's Path thing, do you think this is like a big improvement for like newer players to get into Sinnoh or no?
Didn't they use that to replace the old Rookie Path?
Yeah, they did. But do you think it's going to
Yeah.
help newer players?
I
In the
think it's
long
gonna be
run?
the same.
It's going to be the same.
And unfortunately, it will probably just feel the same. Like, yes, they have now, the members can use it to level up or evolve. Like, the Nightmare Mats, they can use to evolve a Nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they use it on an SR, not an A.
Oh, don't use it on A. Please don't.
Yeah.
And then, we don't...
Only the game doesn't teach them that.
Yeah,
we don't,
unfortunately.
they don't use them that. Let's say, for example, like, even if, let's say, for example, they were give in the Rookie's Path, here's a Nightmare, here's an SR Nightmare, pick one of the three, like, Yugalu,
Like
Freeze,
Pokemon?
like
or...
like a starter
Yeah,
Pokemon.
Nightmare.
Yeah, and then after that, it's like, oh, okay, complete this path. And the next, like, let's say, for example, step 7, like, select
Evolve a
one of the...
nightmare.
Like, step 7, the reward is to... You get rewarded one of the 3 elemental nightmares. In step 8, you will give you the mats. Please evolve that nightmare, so you have at least an L nightmare. They do give us L weapons, yes. However, it's like it's just like it's up to you what class you want to pick, and then you use it. I have a member who used those weapons in their grid, and I'm here thinking, but they're not as good as any of the other weapons you have. So.
Yeah. They gave me a risen staff. I'm like, what do I do with this?
I actually have members leveling up those weapons that we got from Rookie Path right now.
Oh no.
And I'm like,
No.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I think yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's probably gonna be the same for them, just because like our version of Rookie's Path was so old, and the new one's just gonna feel like to us the old ones that we had. So because the game has like exponentially grown for like the past year or so, the current Rookie's Path would probably just feel about as impactful as the original one to us when we started the game. So I don't think it'll make a huge difference.
Yeah. I think
it still doesn't teach more, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like it doesn't
I feel like
teach you how to play the game.
I feel like if they gave you like like a tip box, like oh, here's a like what JJ said. If they gave us like an elemental, like you got to pick an elemental, and they said evolve a nightmare to L, then they would have to find out how to get a nightmare to L rank, right? And that would help them realize, oh, L nightmares are probably what the game is trying to push me towards, you know? I feel like if they had like extra, you know, tutorial moments with that rookie's path, I feel like that would actually that would also help. I know that there's like a thing where you can tap it and it'll tell you where to go, but it doesn't tell you what the best, you know, path forward is, you know? If they added that little extra tutorial push, I think that a lot more players, like even like outside that are trying to come in, and like you're like just like might just get confused by like all the numbers and stuff. I feel like having that kind of tooltip could actually help newer players, like, you know, understand like what goes into building your grid and stuff.
In the recent,
no, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, you know, in the recent Halloween event, they also had those like weird breakpoints between the stages that tells you to go do something, and I don't know if they implemented that for new players, so they're like, oh, go, I don't know, I forget what it was, like upgrade a weapon or whatever.
Yeah, it was something around that.
It's something like really trivial that we do like almost every day, and you're just wondering like, who is this for? Is this like the you know, new player push or new player help you're trying to do right now? Because it's weird that you're forcing everyone in the game to do it.
Yeah,
it's kind of a weird obstacle.
Yeah. What about you, JJ? I know you're trying to say something though.
What was I trying to say?
We're talking about
you off.
No. I forgot what I was gonna say, but I think it's more so along the lines of they just have to find a ways to actually teach the player more. But at the same time, though, there's a portion of the player base that really just plays for fun. So whether or not they like throw half of their resources in Vanguard, half of their resources in Orbs, half of their resources in Rearguard, it is up to them what they play at the same time. It's like, okay, when you want to get into the competitive space, this is what you should do. Otherwise, here, do what you wish.
Yeah. I know, like, you know, the game has a big competitive PvP aspect. And, like, it's probably, like, the most notable feature about the game, right? Like, just, like, how ingrained, like, Colo culture is in Sinnoh. I guess I don't know if Coliseum culture is like the right phrase to say, but like it's pretty much like its own like it's got its like own like set of like not even ground rules, but like its own like nature in a sense, completely separated from like the PvE aspect of the game, you know?
Right. Yeah.
It's almost like a completely different game mode. I mean, it
is, yeah. But like it's so like different because like the tone,
you approach it completely differently.
Yeah, you approach that so much differently compared to like, you know, the PvE in the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Rearguards are useless in PvE. At least non-clerics were like, what do we do?
I mean, when you get to those conquests, though.
Oh yeah.
Well, even in conquest.
And once
like,
we get raids, though.
Even in Conquest, though, like, my Sorcerer grid rarely does anything outside of Colo. I have a Crusher grid and a Sorcerer grid. The Sorcerer is only for Colo. My Crusher grid, I think it's actually a little bit better built than my Sorcerer, even though I main Sorcerer. But, like, my Crusher grid, I use it for literally everything else.
Yeah, if you're gonna solo run stuff, I would say Vanguard is always the best way to go.
Yeah.
But there's so many Vanguards out there.
Yeah.
That's the problem, because the inflation of Vanguard kind of affects, you know, because inflation of Vanguard for PvE kind of affects, you know, the turnout of roles in like PvP, right? Mm-hmm. Especially if like, you know, you get SOL'd by the gacha. And you're just kind of like stuck with just only Vanguard weapons, but people are looking for Rearguard, you know? I feel like that, like, you know, I think that's just part of the design. That's just, unfortunately, just part of the design for Sinnoh. But, like, I feel like, you know, definitely, like, Colo is one of the more daunting experiences for, like, a newer player, especially nowadays. Considering stuff like Sin Colo and like World GC are like coming to light.
I don't think they're looking at those. They're probably just thinking maybe like, oh, we're not part of that crowd. We're not even going for it. You know,
Yeah.
Just playing regular GC or regular Colo.
Yeah.
And hoping to get to climb. And honestly, I think it's not too bad right now to climb. Unfortunately, the audience is declining, so there's a lot of like dead guilds to kind of like step up from.
Use as a stepping stone.
we got to B. We got okay. So not Royal Guild got up to B/A, and like there's only 3 of us
Yeah.
right now. So yeah, that's how many guilds there are that are not active right now.
Which is of course an unfortunate sight. You know, you want to see games, you know, flourish with population, right? But unfortunately, you know, some people just get either burnt out or like, you know, they just kind of like, you know, lose interest. But yeah, that's the way I guess that's just how things go sometimes.
I do wonder how many people are going to leave after, at least the whales, how many of them are going to leave after Sin Colo's done, because I'm sure a ton of them are burnt out.
Yeah.
Sorry, World Colo.
Yeah, I really want to. I'm really excited to see how, kind of World Grand Colo plays out as a whole, and then kind of how it impacts the game after that, and see if it, because what it seems like it's going to result in is, people finally deciding that they're burnt out and retiring, but you know, it could go either way. It could make a lot of people be like, oh, I want to go back to this because it's a cool competitive event, which would be nice, but, you know, we all, it's the elephant in the room, but we all know that a lot of people are very
tired,
burnt out. Yeah,
I mean, once you
especially
take
competitive.
Especially after you've taken a break from Sinnoh, it's really hard to catch back up because, like, you know, the points that you collect is cumulative over time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I seen a member that I used to be in a guild with come back for a near event, and then after they were around for a bit in a different time slot, and then they slowly quit again.
Yeah.
It happens sometimes. Sometimes people will like, oh, cool, like new event collab event is out. They'll come back and, you know, be like, oh, cool, I get to play through, you know, get X, Y, and Z characters, and I can play through again. And then, you know, as they realize, oh, well, the collab's done, I guess I'll continue playing for a little bit, and then, you know, they'll slowly like peter out. I've seen a lot of people do that.
I think it was Delta earlier, or maybe yesterday or whatever, and I was catching up on the chat, that mentioned something that I've really been thinking about, and that's that Sinnoh Alice is one of the few gachas I know of that has like a FOMO. So like
there's a lot,
and
of
that's
games.
kind of what I've been grappling with both like burnout and how much I've enjoyed the game, is that there's that FOMO from like when my guild dissolved. I was like, oh well, like, okay, all these people are playing the game but they're not playing with me again, so I'm not like playing with these people, like the game that I was making friends with people through, like stuff like that. So you always want to like keep playing that to keep like your friendships going and like all that stuff, and you know, it just doesn't really pan out, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's always been like putting that pressure on me to like keep going, is like because of my team, because of my guild, because of my friends, you know, that kind of thing. And it's just I think that might be what's causing a lot of people's burnout at this point, is just the struggling to keep up with the people that you played with, whether you're in a guild with them or not. Just that like we were talking about, the points you accumulate over time, you can't really catch up in a day or whatever when you come back to it.
Right.
So you kind of like make yourself stick with it even if you're not really feeling it, just so you can keep up your point count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, I kind of feel that. Like, I feel like, especially, like, I've noticed a couple of I also noticed a couple of friends just kind of like, you know, slowly take a couple of breaks here and there, and they've even told me that like trying to catch up is like, oh my god, is like a bit of a struggle. But
you want to do that competitively, yeah, because you can like there's always the opportunity of, if you're coming back, you can always, like, if you were, let's say for example, in a top 100 guild and you went on a small break, when you come back you're gonna have to you may be able to find a guild, but definitely not in top 100 again. You'll probably be like top 300, maybe even like as low as top 500. But like it's just like if you want to, it's definitely it's FOMO, because the thing is, if you want to go back into top 100, you're gonna have to whale to get better, so that you can keep up with the standards. Just keep getting higher and higher and higher. If you just quit and then come back like a month later, you're gonna be knocked down by like a top like 100.
Yeah. Like now that my guild dissolved, there's like no way I could come back to a competitive guild at this point. Because I've been out of the country for a few months, just kind of been playing here and there. So like even with my old guildies, I'm probably in like, if our guild were still together, I'd probably be in like the lower half of our point counts. So if I were to go back, especially with the state of like looking for guilds, which we've talked about many times on the podcast, how everyone only wants like top guilds or top players. There would really be no way to bridge that gap back into competitive, I don't think, without starting another guild and just going through the song and dance over again for another year.
Yep.
Yeah. Honestly, I kind of feel that just like having to like the whole guild grind is just kind of it's another entity, I feel, all on its own, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because like on top of trying to get good weapons, you also have to as if you are a guild master, you also have to make sure everybody else is like on the same page, and especially like going into like considering like high level colo requires incredible amounts of coordination.
Yeah.
Yep. And I feel like for not even just the guild master, I feel like people who get that expectation placed on them, it can get very difficult. Like trying to like keep their performance up sometimes. Sometimes you just want to take a break. But overall, how did you guys feel about like new NotRoyal and like this whole free to play experiment/experience?
Where is everybody? How come there's only 3 of us that constantly log in anymore?
In another country.
I am extremely tired.
But
the game is really taxing. Like honestly, even just maintaining one account is really, really hard. Having 2 is way harder.
But
that was how I felt when my guild was still together. I was like, I'm competitive all the time. And then at night I log into this one that I can't even like pay attention to because I'm so competitive with the other one. But now that I don't have that, now that I have one chunk of my heart missing, I can go back to NotRoyal, actually logging into it probably when I get back to America.
JJ. Oh, not JJ.
Okay. JJ, very sad in the corner.
I'll keep helping you guys accumulate rewards, and when you guys log back in again,
I'm there when I'm available. I try very hard.
I know Nekopon is there, and Jay pops in and AFK.
I'll keep going to Coliseum for you guys.
I mean, like, we have a rear guard and a vanguard. Usually we can, like, squeeze out a win if they're AFK.
True, we have done that. Yes, we have done that too.
True.
But it'd be nice to have more people. Yeah.
Especially for Gankalo.
Grand Call is a weird state, because
I'll be back in America in a week, and then it'll be right in time for NotRoyal to go to World Grand Call.
Oh yay. Oh yay. I need to figure out I don't even know when the next colo is for next month. I need to know that because I have work now, so it's like, oh great, now I have to account that for that.
Yeah, I'm starting work next week. Not this upcoming week, but the week after.
I think it's always like the second or it's always the third week of the month, right?
Yeah, it's around that time, late in the month.
It was a little bit earlier. The last 2
it's gonna be Thanksgiving
and World stuff.
Yeah, it's around that time. Yeah.
I changed our ship design because it used to be the leader for NotRoyal was Sin, and then it was
Me.
Jay,
And then
and
it was
and then
it
it was
was
automatically
Sky.
given to the first person who logged in after an X amount of days, which happened to be Sky. And then
And then
now
Sky passes to you.
and then I'm now Grandmaster, and I'm like, oh,
Thank you,
okay.
Grandmaster.
Yay! Reversing a 400k guild today
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
with 2 members.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh.
Excuse me?
Oh.
That's the wall, baby.
Yeah. So yeah.
We always that was like half of our matches before I left for the Netherlands was like it would be silence in the Discord, and then like at like 6 p.m. Jay would just comment, "It's time for the fucking wall."
Yeah, there were so many wall
One
matches.
person with 100k.
Who remembers our first GC?
206k.
Oh
Who
my
remembers our
God.
first
Oh my
GC?
God.
Barely remember, yes.
There was that one sin. I think it was Cinderella, at like 180k, and me and JJ were barely 90k.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like
We somehow
overall,
won that. We somehow won that though. That's the thing.
I think the overall experience for me is that being a new player that doesn't pay is still very hard to get into the game, especially the competitive scene.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like competitively, like it's gonna be very difficult trying to keep up with like everybody else, especially if you start like within the last few months or so, or even just now. Especially if you start now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's rough because it's such a PvP focused game.
Yeah. A
That
lot.
you
It's like
really
the bread and
need
butter
to,
of this game, Coliseum.
Yeah.
But we
yeah,
also,
you really need to find a guild that's just starting out when you're just starting out, and then mesh with them and keep growing with them.
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it feels like I'm not sure like how competitive the JP guilds are, because is it just like overall Sinnoh has a really strong.
It's definitely not like global.
Okay, yeah, because like when Global walked into Sinnoh Alice, we were a lot more competitive. It felt like from basically what I've read, like Global is a lot more competitive, or there's a lot more competitive feel to it than JP.
Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of global has like pushed like the colo meta so much.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
JP is still like it still feels like it's very popular, but they're more like they're not as competitive as we are in in Global. So it's like
yeah, and I think I think that might be the exact like double-edged sword is that you know, the more people push for it to be a competitive game, the more they're going to alienate the newer players, and then it's just going to become more and more closed off. Whereas
Yeah.
JP doesn't really have that same kind of mindset of I need to be the best, I need to be the best, and there's a lot of guilds that are only a couple people or that are new or that are just friendly or casual or whatever, and like even meeting, you know, like global players or English speaking players on JP, even they're like a lot more casual generally, than like more so than going into global where everybody wants to be top 200.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of a different mindset, and I think we talked about that a couple episodes ago where we were talking about like combo meta and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like it's still very much a thing in JP. Like combo bonuses have always like been a thing, but you know, it's not an entire strat. Like you don't have your entire guild like hiding behind combo set numbers or whatever, and then switching over. It's just a thing that you do that you incorporate into your set, to also have some weapons that add to your combo, and then like it's not a real drive to get to 1,000 in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah. Oh wait, I think
It's that kind of thing. It's not
Ooh.
like a hardcore we need to use XYZ strat to win and then get into top and grand. It's more of like a yeah, this is a funny little gacha game where girls kill nightmares, and it's very PvP focused, and that PvP is also fun. Like
yeah. Sometimes it's fun.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Yeah.
Welcome back.
I'm not the only one. I think Discord's actually on the fritz right now, which is
No.
not good.
I don't think so. Like my internet was just whacking out because my Sinnoh on both sides are reloading. What did
It's always during the podcast.
Yeah, what did Anda say that I missed?
We were talking about how like what's it called?
That
Sinnoh,
JP isn't super
competitive.
stat focused. Like
Yeah.
they're not like driving to speed run combo shit. It's just kind of a thing.
That's just kind of there.
Yeah.
It's not like they build their strategy around it.
So,
yeah, it's just a thing because there are so many combo weapons. It's just a normal thing.
Yeah. At that point,
It's not like speed running to get to 1,000 in 30 seconds, and it's not and being very hardcore about it. And
Trying to
in that
sink.
case, it feels on the whole a little bit more welcoming. At least it did to me when I switched to JP. It feels a little more welcoming and not alienating the like the competitive from the casual or the whales from the free to play.
Yeah.
I wonder if it has to do with the, number of players in that category in JP. I feel like probably there's more casual players are there, and like obviously their audience is much larger because of the genre and the art style of the game, and so maybe there's more casual players there, so it's more of a welcoming scene for people that are new to the game. But for us, I feel like we don't have a whole lot of new players, and we have a hard time acquiring new players, so the only people that are left are the ones that are pushing for Coliseum super hard.
Yeah,
it's hard for new players to find a place.
Yeah, that's definitely part of why it's harder to get new players and keep them at this point, and that's at least that's my speculation on why it's so difficult to do new player campaigns or whatever and get people into it, is because people will try to get into it and then they'll be like, well, if I try to play Coliseum, I'll only lose unless I'm in one of these extremely hardcore high point guilds, and then in order to do that I need to be really hardcore, and I can't do that, so I can't enjoy the game, and they quit.
Yeah. But at that point, it's just what can Pokélot if the game were to in what way can the game change from such a very colo focused mindset back down to semi-casual casual, or is that just something that we have gotten to a point now where it's it's just not reversible?
I think honestly more PvE focused events would honestly alleviate that, in my opinion, because I feel like if there's more PvE events and less focus on just Colo, I feel like having less of a focus on Colo in general right now, if you want to get newer players, and would definitely bring in a larger crowd, and on top of that would also take the focus off of Coliseum.
Yeah.
You need different types of PvE events, right? I'm tired of collecting medals, go exchange it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like the route they're gonna try to take is doing more collabs, and we've always talked about how many collabs there are. I think they're gonna try to do the route of more collabs to see if they can get new players in by, here's another series that you probably like, so play the game because we're doing a collaboration. But I mean, unless they add more of a story focus or a general PvE focus, it's not really going to pan out in the long run, I feel, because it's still ultimately a PvP focused gacha.
At the moment,
Honestly, because even I feel like it's always been that way, and even if they don't specifically market it that way, think of all the event missions and the general missions and the rookie missions. You need to do Coliseum. You need to do Coliseum. You need to join a guild. You need to do Coliseum.
Every event has a guild to participate in Coliseum for 500 or the event currency.
But it just tells you to log in for Colo. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to literally go ham for it.
Yeah. But the thing is,
but you have to participate in Colo. You have to actually be there and go into Colo.
If the guild master is expecting you to show up, it can be tough. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why in my mindset I'm just when they introduce going to World, we're going off sidetrack now, but when they announced World Grand Colo, that I think is when even from the beginning or even now, it's the moment they focused on World Grand Colo, they announced World Grand Colo, it just made it change from like PvE focus to PvP focus, because we're gonna go into World Colo against JP, and that's when literally the banner train just kept going, and still going. But it's like, if, let's say for example, if instead of World Grand Colo they actually implemented raids, would that have actually been different? Because a lot of the player base was like, we want raids, and it's like, well, we can't. And then the answer was, currently the focus is on World Grand Colo, and it's just like,
Yeah.
but we want raids, and we also want the next arc.
Good point. That's a very good point. I feel almost like if they did raids first and then World Grand Colo, things might have been a little different.
Yeah, I feel like because I feel like obviously raids would give us like a cooperative like PvE experience.
Yeah, that's because that's guild focused PvE, so it's less competitive focus and more of like team building.
Yeah, work with people, you know.
Yeah, like get your friends to play and play with your friends, do this stuff together, rather than get your friends to play so you can make them come online every single day and be competitive.
I think that also helps with the competitive aspect, right? Because you get to know your friends a little bit more when you play, and so maybe you want to do more content together, and that could end up being Coliseum.
Yeah.
Right.
I just think the order was just wrong.
Yeah, the order was definitely
it could have been changed.
Yeah, the order could have been a bit better. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know, Neko, you mentioned something earlier about piloting.
Piloting.
Yeah, we're gonna go a bit off topic from NotRoyal for a bit.
That?
So, piloting, when somebody, when you ask somebody to control your account during Colo.
Because you can't make it or something like that.
Yeah, if you can,
Oh, yeah.
So they made a notice recently in the game that again reiterates that you're not supposed to be letting your account being used by someone else. Don't authorize usage from other people. It's bannable and stuff like that. And I think they pushed that notice out because of U32. And they don't want people to be, moving or letting other people touch the accounts, and it's you yourself competing in the tournament. And so one of the rumors yesterday was one of the members in one of the U32 accounts did get banned, but we're not sure why. And a lot of the rumors are saying is because of piloting. And so, yeah, what do you guys think about that?
The tea.
The answer is still unclear. They haven't. It's the only people who would know is the people who are actually in that guild. And
Correct.
so, like,
Of course, we're not going to say names.
So
Nope, no names.
so it's just like, we don't know what happened. We just know a member in U32 just got banned, but we don't exactly know why, and we won't know why, and we probably will never know why unless someone actually talks about it. But they probably it's private information anyways. So
Yep.
Yeah. We need like a drama flash segment of the podcast. I did not know this, so this is the tea segment.
And it's not really even about the people, but like the whole how PokeLabo is approaching the piloting issue, because I know a lot of guilds do have pilots. Having everyone there every single day is very, very difficult, no matter how dedicated you are to the game, right? And sometimes I wonder if PokeLabo thinks like, oh, absence is a part of the balance where dedication's rewarded, and if you can't make it, then that's just,
on you.
It's on you, and your guild has to deal with it.
Yeah.
I really think it goes back to, again, like the mindset of like the global players versus like JP players kind of thing. Because like, JP is more casual, so even if you miss, it's all cool kind of thing, because we're semi-casual kind of thing, and like we don't like, it's okay if you miss a couple kind of thing. But in global, it's like if you miss a couple, we start to notice, and then when we start to notice, it's just like, so you are a very strong member of our guild, you are also a long-time member, we also don't want to replace you because you will create a debt, because replacing you will be very hard right now, considering the state of recruitment, which also goes back to the player base, which also goes back to the multiple.
It's a whole
thing.
thing.
Talked about,
It's a whole thing.
It's a cycle.
Yep.
Yeah, so
It's
like,
a whole
okay,
vicious cycle.
yeah, and so like because it's like competitiveness, high level characters, not being unable to replace it, that's when people start relying on pilots, and that's how we got the whole piloting thing. And that's why people start relying on pilots, because it's like, valued member, great player, they can't make it, we need to find a solution, or else we're not going to make it to the very top. And it's just like, that's also like that. I think that's also like how you end up getting like let's say, for example, like, it's not just piloting. Also, it's like people that are like potentially like just buying old accounts that are, let's say, for example, whaled out accounts, and it's just like, well, instead of like new players starting off from scratch, they're buying a whaled out account, because the thing is, it's like, it'll be better for them. It's easier for them to actually go to like the top 200 guild at that point, or it's easier, or there's not like this giant wall preventing them from going from like starting player to like going into competitiveness kind of thing. It's just like, but at the same time, again, selling and buying accounts is wrong.
Yeah.
Definitely wrong, but a lot cheaper than trying to whale out on a young account.
Yeah. And
What if
even
PokeLabel has their own like option of like, here, you give us the account and we'll sell it to another player, if PokeLabel were to do that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a lot of legal issues, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, I think there are steps that PokeLabel is trying to take to try to, you know, help lower level or newer players. But I think it's a start in the right direction. But they're definitely, I think, with like the rollout of like World GC, I think a lot of stuff just kind of like got overshadowed by that, and it kind of just got a lot more difficult for other people to like, you know, like really enjoy the SimilarVenture experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hopefully we'll see an improvement in the future. But we'll see.
It just really goes back to like the mindset of how the player base is in global versus the player base in JP.
Yeah.
And like the competitive level and what they will do to make sure that to keep the competitiveness.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll see that play out probably in World GC, to be honest with you.
Yeah. At this point, people are like, well, it's just going to be it's Sin Colo, it's going to be AFK Colo now. May the guild with the least AFK win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would honestly be pretty fucking funny. If like even the best, like they took the best 15 guilds from around the entire world, and there still wasn't a full guild for the like penultimate match. There still wasn't a full guild. That would really be the whole situation in a nutshell. The entire state of the game.
No.
Yeah.
It should be interesting to watch. Let's at least. Interesting's a bit of a loose term, though.
Yeah.
And if we could go back and change things, maybe things would be different now. But obviously, we can't go into the past, and now we just have to deal with what we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I think that kind of covers everything for today.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, hopefully things will improve. We'll see maybe if enough more people talk about it in the future, like past World GC, maybe we can see some, turnaround for like things such as raids, more PvE content. We'll see.
But it's like it's one of those things where it's like it's going to be a very slow process, because the thing is, it's like you have the player like going back to like competitiveness and casual, because that seems to be like that's all I'm going to talk about today. That's all I'm going to talk about today. But it's like you're gonna, in order for like for like the players like or for like the game to feel like less there has to be like some way of just telling. You can't tell an entire fan base, like an entire player base, please scale down so that people who are entering can actually participate and stay in the game. And also, PokeLabel, please incorporate raids so that we can actually get this going, because there is a clear divide between competitive and people entering. But you can't tell an entire player base, please slow down and stop being competitive because it does not work. People are gonna get angry and people are gonna quit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, to be quite honest. That,
Mm-hmm.
but
It
like I
just-
said, I hope I hope we'll see something in the coming weeks. Towards more PVE focused stuff, at least. You know.
And just hope that whatever, and like there's some way of just like, I wouldn't say like repair the damages, but
Mm.
yeah.
I
Bring
think
some
we'll
of
get
the
distracted enough for
bring
a little
more
bit
of the
with the
player
Final
base.
Fantasy collab.
Yeah, bring more of the player base back. You know, because
Yeah.
there's
Mhm.
yeah.
I think it's hard to kind of navigate the tumultuous sea that is player feedback. In order
Yeah.
to make a cohesive plan for kind of redirecting where the game is going, and that's where my heart goes out to the devs, honestly.
Yep. They have a very difficult job
Yeah.
balancing the
They do have a
entire
very
game.
difficult job. They might want like us to focus going on one way, but we're going a different way.
Yeah.
They want us to
Mhm.
focus more on like the events and like for PvE, and we're focused on PvP.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that kind of wraps it up though for this episode. Unfortunately, Sin
Wait.
couldn't make it. We just got word that Sin was dealing with a bit of an emergency, so it's all good, Sin, if you're listening.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just yelling out Sin multiple times. So
Hopefully he'll be able to come next time.
Yeah.
yep. Yeah.
Okay, we love you, Sin. Big ups to Sin.
Hope everything's
Yeah, I hope
okay.
everything's
Hope
okay, man. But
Maybe.
other than that, I guess that we can wrap up here. Is there anything you guys want to say to like the viewers at home before we
Thanks
go?
for listening.
Have a chalky milk because you're epic.
Chalky milk. I can
Heck
go with some
yeah.
chocolate milk.
Good luck everyone on U32. And also whoever wins U32. Good luck in Worlds. I placed a bet on
Good luck,
other-
you're next.
Yeah, I ended up throwing all of my. Please use all of your polling tickets and vote.
Yep.
Please,
Yep.
and
Mhm.
also
Go
remember.
bet getting betting, huh?
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
Think about this.
Finally.
But remember, you don't need to throw all 30 tickets in a single guild. You can
Yeah.
separate them to 10, 10, 10, 5, 5, 5, or like 15, 15. Don't throw all in one guild. Don't be like me, who just like, oh yeah, this guild's probably gonna win. This has the lowest number, throws in 30. Wait, what if they lose? I lose everything. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, split your votes. Hedge your bets.
Put your votes.
Hedge your
I
bets.
voted on the guild with a
Yeah.
band member. I am
Oh.
dumb.
Oh
Oh
no.
no. I voted on. There was apparently one of two options that I could vote for, so I'm like, I'm just gonna vote for this one. And then on my next, and then on my free to play, I was like, oh yeah, I should probably have go to 15-15. That would have been smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if my guild, because my guild was like the one of 100. TS3 had so many guilds because everybody kept coming to TS3. Everybody,
Yeah.
if you're going in TS3,
That's why I left TS3.
they came to TS3 because we have more slots to go for U32. We had 4 slots, and so everyone kept coming to coming to TS3 for U32. And I'm just like, guys, all these mid-tier guilds are getting bonked down. Please.
I knew it was gonna happen.
So
I was
yeah,
like, I'm so glad I'm out of there because even in regular Grand, people kept switching to TS3, and back in Netherworld, we were just getting fucking bullied every month because all the strong guilds from like 5 and 6 would switch to 3 just for big air quotes easy battles. So we were like, no, we can't do this time slot anymore. It's evil. It's just evil and fucked up. Can't do it.
essentially it will be TS4 because daylight saving time is ending soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so technically all the TS3, most of them should be going to TS4. Like I know my guild is most likely going to TS4.
It's still
Yeah.
at the same time. Now that it's global.
Yeah. Like I just want to keep the same time because the thing is like because my guild.
Yeah,
is
the time
like-
slots don't change anymore now that it's global.
Wait.
Yeah, since server merge, yeah.
Yeah. back when it was US EU, the
And
slots
Asia.
would change by an hour for
Yeah.
daylight savings. Now they don't.
Wait. So if I stay in TS3, will I stay in TS3?
Yes.
Yeah, TS3 will still be at 3 o'clock. It's a constant.
Oh, no.
I saw this based on your model. Server merge was like a year ago.
What? Oh.
Oh no.
Well, we'll figure this out. I'll figure this out when daylight saving hits because some of my members are in Europe, and so they get hit first, and then
It doesn't change anything though. Just the only thing that changes is your clock. The time doesn't change on your slot.
what if, let's say for example, my call is at like let's say my call is at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll still be 3 o'clock.
And
It'll still be
daylight
3
saving
o'clock.
ends. So after daylight savings, it'll still be 3 o'clock. Or
It's
maybe
still gonna be
TS3.
3 o'clock.
It's still gonna be 3 o'clock.
What
Yeah.
if I move to
only-
TS4?
Only your clock changes ahead an hour, not the call time slot.
So what about all of my members who don't have?
It's still gonna be at the same
It's
time.
gonna still be at the
It's
same
just
time.
gonna be a little lighter outside, JJ.
No. Because I have some members who are not affected by daylight savings.
Time is fake. It's still gonna
It's
be
a construct.
The slot is
Wait.
still gonna be the same time for everybody.
Yeah.
What?
The time.
JJ was discovering daylight savings time today.
No. My understanding was that in game was that basically like my daylight savings right now is like my time slot is TS3, right?
It's still gonna be TS3.
No, like if I was to go to
Same time.
TS4, it would go back to the TS3 time.
No, it's still gonna be the same time.
Still gonna be the same.
The only thing that's gonna change is how light it is outside when it's 3 o'clock.
Once
What?
GST hits. JJ.
Daylight savings time is the fakest shit to ever grace the face of the earth.
But
Oh my goodness.
wait, but doesn't that mean that people who are not affected by daylight savings is just call for them is just gonna be an hour early?
No, it's gonna be the same time.
Whatever it says on the clock, whatever that time is, it's still gonna be the same time that says on the clock when your time slot's up. So if you're 3 o'clock, it's still gonna be 3 o'clock.
But in game.
In game, it's still gonna be 3
your
o'clock.
If your clock goes forward at 2 in the morning,
Yeah?
it just means your call is gonna be 23 hours since the last call.
I know, but
going to be at the same
doesn't my call end up being like this? Doesn't my call TS3 change?
No, it's still the same time.
It's still the
What about the
same.
people who are not affected by daylight savings?
It's still the same.
If they're not affected by daylight savings and it's 4 o'clock at the time of this call and I don't change anything, won't for them it just ends up being 3?
No, it's still gonna be.
I don't have a concept of time in Sinnoh game
I'm
time.
gonna hold up, backpedal. You're saying if this person never changes their clock ahead, won't it be a different time for them?
For call
No, their clock never changed, therefore it's gonna be the same time.
JJ.
I'm so confused.
Oh no.
No, because my understanding was that because a lot of people are affected by daylight savings, if we're in TS3 remains at 3 o'clock. And so if I were to go, like if my daylight savings is then moved forward, then after I move time slots forward so that we could go back to the TS3 time. In real
So
time.
how it worked when it was US EU, I wanted to say ESEU, US EU server was like TS3 was 3 o'clock, and then when it was daylight savings, TS3 would be 4 o'clock. It doesn't do that anymore. It's still gonna be 3 o'clock.
Yeah. Because of the server merge, they streamlined the times.
Yeah.
But Huh.
You're
They calculate it
overthinking
based
this.
They calculate it based on GMT, I think.
Yeah,
So.
it's
Huh.
GMT time.
Huh. I don't believe any of you. 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 We'll see what happens in like 2 weeks from now.
I'm Miss Faye.
Okay.
I don't
I'm
believe
Miss
it.
Faye.
And that's the end of the podcast, everybody. Thank you so much for watching.
It's a
Have a
everyone.
good day.
Bye.